Word, Module 2, Editing and Formatting Documents. This is the textbook with the directions. You can open it from here, or you can also open it when you select the textbook project. So go ahead and select that, and then it'll open up to your textbook project. You have 3 attempts, so if you get your results and you need to make some changes, you can fix them and resubmit them a total of 3 times. So we'll go ahead and click Start. And what you'll have, again, you can get the reading from here. This is your start file, so go ahead and notice your name, how it's spelled together, no space. So select the start file and then open, and you'll have to enable the editing. And then immediately we're going to save it with a new name. So File, Save As, go to a place where you save your Word documents. And then down at the bottom, if you have any numbers in parentheses, get rid of those. Keep your name. And then we're going to just change the name. It should be to _ and the title is TechJobs. And then you'll have another underscore and your name. So make sure that is accurate and click Save. In this document, we're going to be working with what's called comments. And if you look over on the far right, there's actually these little balloons, and we're going to check what those comments are. So we're sharing document with someone and they're helping us make changes or suggestions. So the first thing you'll do is click the Review tab at the top, and then where it says Simple Markup, click the down arrow and choose All Markup. And then it shows you who made the comments and what their comments actually are. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our own comment. So double click the word sector and then choose New Comment in the comments group. And here it shows your name, and it was just started. And you're going to type a simple comment. So you'll just type, "This title is approved by the web team." Click Don's first comment. And you'll notice that this is an important point. Do we have examples? So you're going to reply to this comment. So this is the reply button. So go ahead and click that, and it has your name, and you'll type a reply. So your reply is, "I am compiling a list, period." Click anywhere in the document to leave the comments. Now, Don's second comment, go ahead and choose Don's second one. It just says great. And we're actually going to delete this. So up in the comments group, just choose delete. And that's gone. Then we're going to go back to I'm compiling a list comment, and we're going to add one more sentence. So go ahead and click after I am compiling a list, and we're going to add one more sentence. And we just added, "I will send it to you." And then we'll scroll down to Don's next comment that says, "Please add citations," and then you'll just click the actual comment to resolve it. The next thing was we'll take all of the markups off. So choose the down arrow for all markup and choose no markup. I'm going to have you do one more thing. Go back to the no markup where you just changed it, and go back to all markup. And then on the one that you were getting ready to start a comment, if you right click where there's nothing typed on your name, you're going to choose delete comment. And instead, on Don's comment, "Please add citations to this document," you're supposed to be clicking a resolve button, but there isn't one. Instead, you'll right click on this comment and choose Mark Comment Done. And it should fade it out, which is correct. So now we'll go back to the all markup and choose no markup. Thank you. Change the zoom to 120. And then Control Home takes you to the top of the document. And what we're going to do now is replace every time we see the word talent with the word skill. So on the Home tab, click Replace, and then type in the Replace Talent with Skill. And a couple of times within the document, I don't know if I can see it, there is JCL, it's a capital T talent because that's the name of the company. We don't want that word talent change. We want it to stay talent because that's the name of the company. So what you want to do is tell the system to look through for anything that has lowercase talent. So it'll leave this one alone. So what you'll do is you may have to click more and then check match case. So it just looks for lowercase t in talent and replaces it with lowercase skill. Go ahead and choose replace all, and there should be 8 replacements made. Click OK and close. Now to check to see if that was done accurately, click find, and in the navigation type talent, and that's with a capital T, and it should show the 2 occurrences, and those were not changed to skill. Excellent. Go ahead and close out of the navigation. Control Home. Again, that'll take us to the top of the document. And what we're going to look for is Siobhan, and it's the according to Siobhan Rudd. So you'll right click. This is an unusual spelling. Words Dictionary is not large enough to hold all people's spellings of names and different locations. So if you right click, you're going to choose double click. So I'm not sure if yours is coming up red, mine isn't. What you would do is on Siobhan, right click and tell it to ignore all, so it will not have any of those under the spell check feature. So you would just click ignore all. Again, Control Home, that takes you to the very beginning of the document. Now we're going to spell check the entire document, so you could click review at the top, and then spelling and grammar, or if you hover over it, we could have just pressed the function key F7, and that would have started the spelling and grammar. When the spelling and grammar opens up, it opens on the right hand side. It puts in gray the word that it's looking up, and it shows the misspelling, and then you have some suggestions, and underneath that, if you wanted to hear pronunciation and maybe some meanings to the word. Not always is the first one the accurate one, but usually it is. When you find the one that you want, you would choose change. The next one it's stopping at is as, and it's spelled correctly, but you'll notice there's no suggestion, but if you look below, it's a repeated word, so as is there twice. So you choose delete. Your spelling and grammar check is complete, so okay. Now it should have, mine didn't stop, but it should have stopped at long term. It's supposed to put in a hyphen in it. So in your document, if you wanted to put a hyphen in there, you could choose ignore once. And then we'll click OK and go back to the very beginning. So Control Home takes you right back to the top of the document again. And the next thing we're going to do is use the thesaurus. So in the second paragraph, it has Tech Whizzes. If you double click that, you can select right next to spelling and grammar thesaurus. And a thesaurus is giving you other words that have the same meaning. So they want us to choose experts, so you don't click experts because that will take you to other words that are examples of the word experts. What we want to do is actually put that in place of whizzes. So hover over to that arrow, click that down arrow, and then choose insert, and it'll go right in place of where we just were. That's one way of using a thesaurus. Another way, in the same paragraph, hardware relevant, right click on relevant. So you don't have to double click it. Go to synonyms and then select, this is a breakdown of our smaller version of a thesaurus, and then just select pertinent. Good. So let's say, for example, you wanted to see how many words are in these 3 paragraphs right here. If you look down at the bottom, it says page 1 of 3, and there are 1,029 words. If you select just the text that you want it to count, it will tell you that there's 182 of the 1029. So if I even just selected one paragraph, it would show 59 words. So if you wanted to just see how many words in one certain area, you would select that. So we'll just click anywhere. In the book, they say that you can actually click the word count. It gives you a breakdown of how many pages, how many words, characters. Characters don't include spaces, and characters with space, which is space bars, how many paragraphs and lines. And then you can just close out of this. So Control Home, that gets you to the top of the screen again, and click the Home tab, and we want to select everything. So Control A will select everything, or if you hover over Select and choose Select All, it gives you the shortcut right there. It's Control A. So that will select everything in all 3 pages. And what you want to do is change the line spacing. So in the paragraph group, these double arrows, that's line and paragraph spacing, and you're going to select double. And that puts everything in double space. And everything is still selected, so click anywhere to deselect. Place the insertion point anywhere in the first paragraph. And then we'll go back to the line and paragraph spacing, and instead choose 1.15. So it makes that one, instead of double space, 1.15. Then select the next 2 paragraphs and do the same thing. Go to line paragraph spacing and choose 1.15 so that the first 3 are consistent. Click before job in the very first paragraph, and then just press Tab on the keyboard, and it indents it a 1/2 inch. Click in front of according to in the second paragraph, and this is just another way to have the first line indented a 1/2 inch. You could press Tab, or if you go up in the ruler, the top triangle says first line indent. So when it pops up, go ahead and hover and drag. So you're actually bringing it to the same location as the second one. And then this one's going to be a little different. So go to the left of labor in the 3rd paragraph, and what we're going to do is create what's called a hanging indent. So what happens is the first line remains at the left, but all the other lines are indented. So this one you have to be very careful. It's you have to hover. It's not the bottom one, that's the left indent. It's the triangle above it, so it's the middle one, and it should say hanging indent, and drag that to the 1/2 inch marker. So notice labor stayed at the left, and all the other remaining lines are indented. That's a hanging indent. So go back into the first body paragraph, anywhere in there, and then what you're going to do is click the line and paragraph spacing and choose Remove Space After Paragraph. And it just, if you notice, it tightens up that white space here when you remove it. Just brings it closer together. I'm going to stop at this point, and we're going to pick up on the next video. Thank you.